Good afternoon. Today I'm going to speak on bread made with whole wheat flour. Let us understand what is happening in the commercial sector. How a bread, generally the term used is brown bread. So commercially it is a brown bread, and then you have got brown, they call it. Actually commercially it is 70% of refined wheat flour and 30% of chakki atta. It could be 65-35 also. In this formulation they add caramel liquid, and thus denoted as brown bread. But the factor here is up to 70 or 65% of refined white flour, we call it maida, is used. Why is maida to be used for making brown bread or whole wheat flour bread? It is the gluten which is present in maida which gives that bread the volume. Is it possible to make a bread with 100% chakki atta? The answer would be no. Why no? Basically, they contain bran. The bran is the detrimental factor which doesn't allow the bread to get a good volume. The surface of the bread is like a moon surface. It cannot be a smooth surface. I would like to take you through my earlier videos wherein I had spoken about the kind of fractions that you get from the wheat kernel. I'll take you through again. So we have got maida, then you have got chakki atta, and the third is a product called atta, which is called a resultant atta. The wheat kernel, at the center of the wheat kernel is your bread flour. This portion is your biscuit flour. In between this and the bread flour, this is the bran. The next fraction is semolina, we call suji. Then you have got the tandoori atta, which goes to the horeca, the restaurant. Then you have got the tandoori atta, which goes to the horeca, the restaurant sector. In between the tandoori atta and the bread flour is our atta, our interest of today. Now let us understand this grain of wheat kernel is actually conditioned or soaked in water for 16 to 17 hours, and then it is grinded through a grinder machine. These are all called the fractions. Bran is first fraction, semolina, tandoori atta, bread flour and biscuit flour are all called fractions. This process is called RFM, that is roller flour mill. What is chakki atta? Chakki atta means this wheat kernel is soaked or conditioned for 4 to 6 hours and grinded through a stone grinder. So this produces chakki atta. So that means under 4 to 6 hours of conditioning, the bran gets dissolved in the water. So you get a chakki atta nowadays is little whitish in color compared to our earlier days when the kernel used to be directly grinded and it used to be creamy in color with lot of bran. That means a bread flour will contain absolutely no bran, whereas a tandoori atta will contain bran. So let us understand the difference between all these three. So that means maida and arata are fractions of roller flour mill. So bran is denoted by the ash content. So this is, let's say, 0.6%. This will be around 1.42%. This will be approximately around 0.88%. That means lower quantity of ash is better for bread baking. Next is the sedimentation value. Let's say this is 25 ml, this is 14 ml, and this is 19 ml. Sedimentation value is the factor through which you know that the bread will get a decent volume. So that means higher the sedimentation value, the good it is for bread. You have gluten. Let's say this is 10%. This will be 9.74%. This will be approximately 9.8%. So that means with these three factors, can we produce a whole wheat bread 100%? Can it be denoted in the market as a whole wheat flour bread? The answer is yes. Let me take you through. So the RFN fraction called Arata in grams, I'm taking a recipe, 1000 grams. Let's say sugar can be from 50 grams to 100 grams as per the regional need and the sweetness level. The salt will be around 15 grams. Shortening would be from 30 grams to 50 grams. Fresh yeast 26 grams. Calcium propionate 4 grams. Glacial acetic acid 1 gram. Improver specially tailored for this arata is 50 grams, and your water would be 650 ml and plus as per the dough consistency. This improver, as you see, it is designed taking into consideration the low sedimentation value and a little bit of higher ash content. As you can see that there is no caramel inside. The improver is so designed that you will get the wheatish note in the bread, and it can be a very good bread as compared to refined wheat flour. If you would like to get in touch with me, you can get in touch with me through this number. All kind of baked goods, except maybe in a blend where you use laminated puff pastry, you need to add a little bit of refined flat flour, but everything can be made with this formulation. You can get in touch with me at this number. Thank you for your time.